You know what? Let's play this story, though, before we go. There's two stories. ICE, apparently over vacation, still exists, and they're still basically a terror organization as far as I'm concerned. And, story after story about what's going on with ICE. This is pretty amazing. Understand, right, that arrests are way up. Deportations have not really gone up commensurate with the arrests because there's no way for them to. The system is overloaded. So basically all you're doing is sticking people in legal limbo. You're making it impossible for them to work. And the idea with these high-profile deportations, deporting people who've been here for 30 years, deporting a doctor, deporting a chemistry teacher. The idea is to strike fear in the hearts of the immigrant community. I got a story here of, despite the fact that Mattis, Secretary of Defense, said that non-citizen troops and veterans will not be deported. ICE deported a 27-year-old Zhuang Zhu who had enlisted in the Army and was caught in an immigration dragnet involving a fake university set up by ICE to catch brokers of fraudulent student visas. So they set up a fake university in the called University of Northern New Jersey. It's supposed to look like a real school. The idea was to catch people who are selling fraudulent student visas. This guy signed up for this university, went into the Army, and now apparently there's a ton of immigrants who are suing the federal government as victims of federal entrapment. But remember now, we're not seeing an increase in deportations necessarily because the system cannot handle it. And if you're one of those people who are under the misguided notion that the self-deportation is a policy that would be effective for your stated goals, which are to get rid of immigrants, the number of border crossings by immigrants without documentation, unlawful border crossings, have gone up in the past 3 or 4, 5 months, which should be an indication to you, if you are one of these people, that maybe we get immigrants in this country, undocumented immigrants in this country, not because what we're offering is so great, but that what we're offering is so great relative to the places that they are coming from. In other words, this is not a pull situation, it is a push situation. If you are facing potential death because there's so much violence in where you live, you will go to a country that is still even hostile towards immigrants. It's worth it to you. So if we really want to deal with the idea of people unlawfully crossing our border, then the idea would be to begin to figure out ways of making a life south of the border a little bit easier on people. But here is an example of one of those attempts to basically send a message and terrorize the immigrant community. A New Jersey woman who has lived in the United States for 20 years was deported to Bangladesh. This was about 2 weeks ago, on the night of her daughter's prom.
All new at 6, an NBC 10 exclusive, a mother weeping hours before she will be torn away from her children. The undocumented mom who lives in South Jersey will be forced to leave the country tonight. All she wants to do is stay.
Stay with my kid.
The mother is being deported. When she reported for her routine immigration check, she was told she had to leave the country.
NBC 10's Miguel Martinez-Valle talks exclusively with a family that will be just ripped apart tonight.
But I should have stayed home because that's messed up. It's just school is really stressful sometimes, and then this too is like stressful.
After school, Shajida Sikander sits in the kitchen with her mother, Selena. A place the pair have spent countless hours together, working on homework, talking about the stresses of life. They've been here before, but after tonight, they may never be here together again.
I don't really know when I'm going to see her next.
Tonight, Selena will be deported. After 20 years of chasing the American dream with her family, she'll leave them and their New Jersey home behind with a one-way ticket back to Bangladesh.
They kind of told her if she doesn't buy her own ticket, they're just going to put her in the cell and then she's going to be sent off. So obviously it's my mom never going to make her go through that.
Her husband, their father, was deported in November. She was given a 6-month reprieve, but tells me her request to hold off her own deportation until Shajida's high school graduation was denied. Still, the honor roll student tells me she plans on succeeding in school for her mother.
Sometimes when I try my best, and then like just to see her like feel so proud of me, it's like amazing.
Today she's feeling that pride and hugging her mom extra tight. She doesn't know the next time they'll be together again. And tonight's actually Sajida's junior prom, but instead of being there with her friends from school, she's going to be at the airport in New York, hugging her mom goodbye. Now, she is a U.S. citizen, Sajida is, so she and her brothers will stay here with family. In New Jersey, Miguel Martinez-Valle, NBC 10 News.
There you go, folks. Tell me ICE is not a terror organization. Honestly, like what is the possible point of this?
I think the Steve Bannon endgame of it is to deport everyone who's not from America and then have white people do low-wage jobs.
But the problem is that there's not enough capacity to deport everyone. So really what the agenda is to create enough fear in this community that people leave. But as we are seeing right now, in the most dangerous way that you can attempt to get into this country, because half of the undocumented immigrants in this country are here on overstayed visas. The most dangerous possible way that you could enter into this country, we're seeing an increase in those people because the reason why people come here is because of their situation in their home country. Or, maybe they have kids here. God forbid.
They also recently made it an official policy, something ICE had been doing for a while, which is under the Obama administration, they would typically release pregnant women on parole. And now they're no longer doing that. They're keeping them in detention facilities, often in really horrible conditions.
Well, you don't know what they're going to do with the baby once the baby's put it into a river and it'll go down and get the Pharaoh will pick it up.
Yeah, that baby could be president someday.
All right, folks. I'm going to head into the fun half. We'll lighten things up with Ted Nugent meeting Alex Jones. That's not a joke. That actually happened.
We got Passover on the brain still, I think.
Yeah, I definitely do.